School's outside.
Yeah, the outside one, Grove School Road. So it's all the way to Morrison Grove School in Wayne Township. Nice, nice suburban area. So we bought this house. It was built in '86 for $28,000. Okay. Now, actually, the owner who was moving out today owed $117,000 on that mortgage. That was what the payoff was that they lost the house for. Now, is the house worth $117,000, Terry?
Not in its current condition.
No, but at some point in the last 5 or 6 years when they bought it, it was. And because the bank said it was, they didn't appraise and got a mortgage. But even if it's only worth 80, is it a good deal? Potentially, depending on how much rehab it means. But today I got it for $28,000. Okay, little 3-bedroom. In fact, I'll show you the picture of it. All right, little 1,000 square foot, 3-bedroom. You get it, right?
Yeah.
Nice little house, right? Wayne Township Schools. Everything works in it, electrical, plumbing, heat, and furnace, because they were moving out today. So they weren't sleeping out last night with no heat, power, or water, I'm guessing. Little 1-car garage. So let's say I bought that house using my IRA, my self-directed IRA, okay? So how much, now first of all, I don't have to pay taxes on that $28,000 I put in, right? Because I can contribute to that IRA with tax-deferred money. So assuming that I pay 30% taxes, how much am I ahead right now on that house? $9,000, right? Give or take, because that's what I would have had to pay to the government if I didn't put that money in my IRA. You with me? So first of all, I'm ahead that much. Now, I fix it up. Let's say, I think it probably needs $15,000. Can work. What will that get me? New siding, new carpet, new paint, interior doors, new bathroom, new kitchen countertops. Pretty comprehensive rehab. Ceramic tile upgrades. So I spent $15,000 on it. And again, I'm going to save another how much? 30%? Another $4,500? Because I can rehab the house with tax-deferred money from my IRA. Right? What am I, 43 in, Terry?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, my first accomplishment is I've saved myself the pain of having to pay the federal government $13,000 of the money that I've earned in my job. Good? Yes or no?
Good.
It is good. Second benefit is what? I now have a home that I bought for, that I'm into for $43,000 that I could put it on the market and sell it for $80,000, or I could rent it out, or I could put someone in there and play the bank and let them pay me. Maybe I can only get $80,000 on the market, but what if I could get $100,000 from a homeowner? Because I give them easier terms. Would you have clients that'd be interested in that, Jeff?
Jeff?
Jeremy? Jason?
Who knows?
Right? Where if you said to them, I can't qualify, your debt-to-income ratio is a little high, but I do have a list of houses that you can pay for a little bit more than the fair market value for, and the owner will carry that for you. So think about this, if I put that on the market and said $90,000, owner will carry with 10% down, I get a lot of calls, right? And then I make the money off the whole amount that I finance. And if they give me 10% down at $90,000, which is how much? 9. Now I'm only into this 44, 34. And then I'm getting a check every month with how much maintenance? 0, because they're the homeowner, they pay for the maintenance, right? So, safe to say there's a lot of good things that I can do with that house once I have it in my IRA. But let's just say I decide to flip it. Okay, so I put it on the market, and I get $75,000 for it. And after closing, I net $65,000 because I got commissions and closing costs. So I net $65,000, which gives me how much profit?
22.
22,000. Now, since I bought, rehabbed, and sold this property inside my IRA, how much tax do I pay on that $22,000?
None. You put it back into the IRA.
None. You have to keep it in the IRA. If you bought it in the IRA and you rehabbed it in the IRA, now if you rehabbed it out of pocket, the percentage that the $15K was for the total deal, you could take it out after the deal. You could do that. You could have your cash partner up with your IRA and do a deal together. But whatever percentage that money for the IRA was has to go back to the IRA. So you could do that if you want to, if you knew you were flipping regularly. But think about that now, because now I get my 43 back plus 22. Now I have 65,000 in my IRA. And how much would I have paid on the 22,000 in profit?
Whatever your tax bracket is.
Right. The rule is if you flip a house in less than a year, whatever your tax rate is the rate you pay on the profit from that flip. Once it gets past a year, it's how much?
Capital gains.
That's why Warren Buffett makes sure that all of his money becomes capital gains, because it's a flat 15% tax rate.
That was going to be my question. Well, number one, I wouldn't use money out of my pay. I would use money that's already been taxed to buy the house in the first place.
Right now, you mean just regularly?
So the 30% really wouldn't apply.
Well, what if why wouldn't you, instead of using that money that's already been taxed, why wouldn't you use it to fund an IRA so that when you flipped it, it could grow tax, so that at the very least you wouldn't get taxed on that?
I would rather pay capital gains now than pay regular tax later.
I can see that. I only do about 20% of my transactions in the IRA, because 80% I want to have it to pay bills or go on vacation or. But theoretically, you see the power in pushing.
I didn't know about the year thing though. That's new news to me. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's been the rule. That's been on the books for a long time.
Okay.
Actually, I think Bush Jr. It's been 15%.
Yeah, and they were talking about getting rid of it, but they haven't yet.
Yeah, he's kicked that around, but that's a sacred cow, because it's such a big deal. I mean, I know investors all the time who, if they know they're going to flip a property with their own cash, will push that closing date back to 12 months.
Sure. What's the average? This is hard, but average like this home right there at that price point. What's the average time to flip the house typically?
Great question. Really, the question is what's the average sale time that you would like to target? Because think about this. I mean, it's an extreme example, but if I put this house on the market for $55,000, how long do you think it's going to take me to sell that house? Less than a week, right? I'll get multiple offers that same week, right? If I put that house on the market for $155,000, it may take me 15 years for it to appreciate that long, right? So it's almost the same question you have about rent, is what's your target timeline? I think that you should target a sales price where homes are selling within 60 to 90 days. So then what I would say to a Terry or a Courtney would be, hey, look at comps and let me know what the 60 to 90 day comp is.